Hi, my name is SThibodeau, and today I'm to be showing you how to make a CD template on Adobe Illustrator. We're going to go to File, New from Template. We're going to select Blank Templates, and we're going to be looking for CD print items, not CD cases. We need CD print items, and we're going to select it and select New. And here you can see we have some nice guides set up. We have a disc label and some nice labels underneath here to show you what each piece is for. And then shortly we'll be showing you how to use the gradient tool, but first we are going to need to use the pen tool. Pen tool is great for making shapes, and right here we're just going to make a shape according to this guide. So we can fill it in for background color. That's where you want to usually start, and we'll use the curve tool here to get the cutout that we want. And the gradient tool is great for, instead of filling with solid color, we can take it and draw a line here and then put a path down. And with that path you can see that we have these points, and these points are great. You can select a different color on each one. Each one's customizable. You can even take it, you can slide it around to get this, what you want to center it, intensity of each color. The best part is you can take it from one side, drag it to the other. You can even drag it off the line and it deletes itself. Just click back here, add it back on. And that's one of my favorite parts about this tool. It's just very easy to use. Alright, here you can see it started as a layer. Layers are very important. You make a sub-layer, you can make new layers, you can name all of them, which I usually do because I don't want to lose track of what I am doing. I want to know what it is, what the name of it is, usually describes what it is. You can even name all the sub-layers, which helps as well. I'm going to make a new sub-layer here for the next part. We're going to use a pen tool here, and I'm going to make a bolt real quick just to fill in the background. Now, another note on the pen tool here, it's very, very convenient to see how it's setting these anchors. These anchors are just points in a shape, and then when you connect them, you get this fill effect, and you can change the fill like we did before. Right now, I'm just using whatever fill it's selected and moving my points around to get my desired shape. And that's very useful because you can move these anchors around. You can get different angles. You can get them pointed in the right direction you want them pointed in. You can do this with any shape that you make, and then when you're done making it, it becomes a full shape, and you can edit the full shape. You can rotate it, you can scale it bigger or smaller. Next, we're going to be working with the text tool here, making the title, and we could fill it with a gradient like we did, but right now we're just going to see what it looks like black and white, and I don't think I'm going to go with either because black's bland and white is just not readable. You could choose one of these patterns here they have for a fill. I really like them, but in this case I'm probably not going to use any of these. You can see this has got a funky one, and you got some other ones you can't really read, and it's just be too wild, you see, so we're gonna go back and look for something that's a little more common to the bread here, and I kind of want to stand out. You see, we don't have a stroke here, so we're gonna go and look for our black because my black's missing. And we're gonna put a stroke around it, and the stroke's nice because it gives it like a border around all the text, and then you can also select the size of it. So we're going to go to 1/2 point here and see how that looks nice there. We're going to put a subtitle in here right underneath the bread. We don't make it too big so it stands out above the title, and then I'm just going to put a warp on it, a little bend here, a little horizontal, 42%, -5 vertical, so it looks like it's warped in that direction. Then we align them over each other and it looks nice. And then see here, I have finished the product here. I've kind of run through a lot of the work just because it's very time consuming. Everything's made up of different vectors, like the breads here, they're all their own thing. And then I've also customize some of the text a little bit, making them into shapes by using outlines. We have the back here, which is kind of the same as the front, but just a track list here, and we use the text tool to put each one of these in and align them like we did. We used the align object tool in the beginning. Then we have the album art here. It was really fun with the colors here. You see it's kind of there's an opacity put to it, so it looks like stage lights, and we put our own vectors in here. Each one of these little bread guys actually comes from one bread guy. But here I'm going to talk a little bit about layers. See each layer here and how I've named them all, and I talked about that earlier, how that's super important, and so you know where you are, and then you can also see kind of what everything's consisted of. You know, we have this CD label over here. I gotta scroll over real quick. That we made a lot of layers, you know, little bolts in the background, and then we put the breads on top of it and wrapped our text around the curve of the disc, which is also done with the pen tool, making a path using a line. And then as you can see, when we did the front, we just started off with some simple things, and I added all these other vectors in here. So always save your work, though. Always save your work, because if you don't save it, it's going to be gone. And I'm just going to show you here where some of these vectors came from. See the guitar guy? There's 3 of them, and they're slightly different. One, you know, we got the one guy that's got the blue guitar, and then the guy with the red guitar is the original, and then we had the singer in the middle where I put his mouth and gave him a microphone. And the oven is also a separate vector as well. You see here we have a picture of it for influence, and then I've changed it to my own liking. It consists of a lot of shapes, you know, but the best part is here is you see the opacity. The bread looks like it's behind glass. Well, that's just these 2 shapes here that just have an opacity of 23. And then everything else is just circles and squares. And you see all the layers here. Like I said, layers are very important. Well, thanks for watching this video. I had a lot of fun doing this, and I hope you learned something.